All right, hey guys. It is the dawn of, not exactly the final, but the current expansion. Hello, everyone. What is up? Okay, so two things I want to do real quick before we actually jump into Dawntrail MSQ. Once I get through these 15 people in queue. One, I have the poetics to finally do the last phase of the Endwalker relic. So we're gonna do that real quick. Also, for anybody who follows me on social media or is in the Discord, you may have seen I decorated my FC room finally. I wanted to wait until I was a higher level because originally I was planning on crafting everything. And then, like, the items from this year's Valentine's Day event kind of played along, or like played nicely with what I wanted to do with my room, and I finally decided, fuck it. Don't ask me how much gil I spent. Oop, that's not the button I wanted. That's the button I wanted. There we go. Load for me. There we go. Hello. So, yeah, first things first, I want to show off, my new FC room, outside of screenshots, because I'm really proud of the work I did. It is at 100 out of 100 items. I would probably do a little bit more with it otherwise, but, yeah. Anyway, if we go to my private chambers, I demand cookies for not accidentally going to the workshop. Anyway, ta-da! So, welcome to my little bakery with my cute little pastries and the display and my little bakery workers. And then here are all of the seats where everybody can eat whatever they ordered. I put actually a lot of thought into all of this. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. If we go behind the counter, there's little details in terms of coffee for my little baristas to serve to the customers. And yeah, whoop. Almost knocked over my phone. But yeah, there's actually a story behind this. You see, for anybody who wasn't playing at the time and or may not remember, or for anybody who plays this game but actually touches grass on a regular basis and may have missed this whole drama, when these chairs were added, these chairs are called the Lalafell lifters. And so there was a very specific brand of Lalafell player who decided to act like they were a how do I word this in a non-offensive way? They kind of like to act like they're victims of like being infantilized or whatever, and they claimed that these were high chairs. And like I distinctly remember, because I was still active on the Reddit at the time, right? And yeah, but like a bunch of people pointed out they don't have, like, these chairs don't have arms. This would be like the least secure high chair ever. Any baby you put on this chair is an accident waiting to happen. And I pointed out that these would make pretty good like bar stools. And I remember somebody scoffing at me for that. I was like, you know what? Challenge accepted. Someday I'm gonna use these to make like the cutest fucking, yeah, it's just a bar chair. And so that's what I use them for. Here's my little bar, or like, not exactly bar, but here are the little window counters where people can eat while looking out the window. And here are the things that they're eating and stuff. So yeah, I finally got to make my little, originally I was gonna do like a very cute bar, but I feel like it works for like a bakery slash cafe. Oh no, I can't add music because I don't have room. It's already at 100. I can't add an equestrian scroll, or equestrian. I had the game muted, so I completely forgot about the music situation in here. Well, fuck. I'll figure that out someday. I guess this will be continued when, they add, or when they increase the item limit. Whoopsies! But yeah, anyway, we're heading over here for a minute. Because I want my Endwalker relic before we head off. Hi, Geralt. Also, oh right, I forgot how this quest goes. Yeah, I know. I'm doing this on Bard. I want to do it on Bard. Geralt is itching to get on with perfecting the Manderville weapons. So am I. I hear Godbert's finally figured out how to perfect his alien weaponry. About bleeding time, eh? We shall inform his lordship that you are eager to begin. At long last, Shizune, the end of our arduous, yet most, excuse me, hang on, let me, got a piece of french fry stuck in my throat. We're good now. The end to our arduous, yet most rewarding weaponsmithing journey is finally in sight. And a bloody expensive journey it's been. That's why I'm here to, not as a dutiful wife or doting mother, but as a concerned senior partner of Manderville and Manderville. Our company's footed the bill for all sorts of extravagant materials and expert assistance, not to mention the rent we're paying for these high crucible facilities. Even if this is the final stage of the process, that's only the one Manderville weapon out of a house on many. All of them. Our side business in replica weapons ain't exactly booming neither, so I reckoned I needed to come and gauge the value of counting this venture with me own 2 eyes. But the weapon's pretty. So, let us offer our full cooperation to my business partner as she oversees proceedings. Ha! Now there's a sight. Seems his lordship's lost his cocksure composure. Sorry, you hallucinate about your ex-wife when you are drunk or stuck in a dreamscape. I don't want to hear it from you. What happened, Godbert? Weren't you just telling me how your ridiculous wealth made you free to craft whatever you pleased? I'd be on my best behavior if I were you, Master Geralt. After all, your considerable remuneration is one of the main expenditures Lady Julianne will be scrutinizing. Never piss off, Julianne. Ahem. Let us move on to the topic of armament augmentation, shall we? Unsurprisingly, the key to perfected weaponry lies in the application of the perfect oil, a substance known as Ultra Manderville. This superlative lubricant will serve to maximize ethereal conductivity. Again, with the creepy oil, sir, you have no idea. And as one might have predicted, the Ultra Manderville's main ingredient is derived from yet another incredibly rare meteoric material. Cosmic crystallite, it is called. When it came to the method for extracting said ingredient from the meteorite, however, my ancestor's relic was conspicuously devoid of instruction. Thus did I consult with Master Poo-Poo. Thanks to his encyclopedic knowledge of alien civilizations, he was able to furnish me with the requisite technique. I must say, 'tis a rather unorthodox process, and one I cannot complete alone. It shall necessitate the involvement of everyone present. Oh yeah, I remember this. I don't like the sound of that. What foppish nonsense are you meaning to foist upon us this time? Oh, nothing too terribly taxing, I assure you. All shall be explained in due course. Ere we can begin, we must tend to the tedious chore of procuring crafting materials. Shizune, if you would, pray acquire the crystallite through our usual tombstone-hungry vendor. Yep, I've already got it already. We shall require 3 goodly chunks, one for the oil's main ingredient, and the others to reshape the weaponry itself. Yes, I should warn you that these advanced Mandervillian techniques will not only enhance your armament's properties, but also greatly alter its appearance. In anticipation of such wondrous transformation, let us hurry to our tasks. Okay, yeah, let me go. Over here. Wait, no. Yes, no, yes. Here. There. Oh, do I have a spare bow on me? I should. Yes, I do. Oh, wrong voice. Oh, let's have a look at them shiny rocks. All right. This may not be a Hildebrand quest, but brace yourselves, guys, if this goes how I remember it going. Aye, these ought to do the trick. I'll grab his lordship and we can get to work. Uh-huh. Peak? That's one word for it. Thank you for your untiring efforts, Shizune. These acquisitions are most demanding, I know, but we could not proceed without them. Crystallite of this type is said to have mystical properties. Its every mote infused with ether from its journey across the cosmos. We will use Godbrand's technique to harness and condense that cosmic energy, that we may extract a single concentrated drop. This precious liquid is the heart and soul of our Ultramanderville coating. Well, that's bloody fascinating and all. But would you explain the goddamn technique already? You mean to have us fighting this time? Meditating? Dancing, my good man! We shall perform the traditional dance of House Manderville together! Hope you brought your point shoes, Stroll! In his search for a viable method, Godbrand failed to extract the crystallite's ether or ethereal essence innumerable times. Frustrated beyond measure, he eventually contacted a friend on a far-off star to ask for advice. The theory of compressing the crystallite's stored energies by bombarding it with a specific etheric waveform, much like squeezing a lemon. An inspired Godbrand then returned to work, where he experimented with generating waveforms through physical movement. One particular choreography provided the perfect resonance, and lo, the trademark Manderville undulations were born. Oh, and as it so happens, the far-off star in question was the home world of our own Master Poo-Poo. 'Twas his keen eye that recognized the familiar resonant properties of our gentlemanly dance, and allowed us to rediscover the extraction process. Dress it up in fancy words all you want, but I ain't swallowing this ridiculous shite. Think you can extract mineral essence with your daft dancing? Ha! Count me out. I've come in a strictly observational role, so no dancing for me, neither. If you so wish, we shall perform the extraction without you. As for you, Shizune, your role shall be most crucial. I would like you to hold the crystallite and catch the quintessence as it falls. Disgusting. You're talking about your sweat. Again. Was it not bad enough when you made me rub oil all over you? Twice? And if I remember correctly, your son as well? You see? Load of chocobo shite. The dance lacks sufficient intensity. You forgot about the oil? Did you repress the memory? Ugh, for the love of... Fine. I forgot about the slow-mo. It's bloody magical. The resonance. It's still not strong enough. Come on, Jarrell. He's been Mandervilled! For anybody not in the know, Manderville, noun, or verb. The act of being pulled into the ridiculousness of the entire Manderville family and the events that surround them. Okay, so it wasn't sweat. Awesome. They did it once before, so I did think that the secret ingredient was going to be Manderville sweat again. Huzzah! Our combined performance did the trick. Master Geralt and I will take it from here. Let us prepare the vial of Ultra Manderville and proceed with the final augmentations. Yeah, give me my weapon. I've got a boat to catch. Aye, you're about to witness the peak of craftsmanship. Gimme, gimme! Now we apply the Ultra Manderville coating. As with the prior stage, the final composition of the oil's ingredients will greatly influence the armament's properties. I shall need you to take a moment and consider well which qualities you value most in your weaponry. Yeah. I wish that there was a way to skip this if I was already happy with the stats on my weapon, but oh well. You are certain? Then so it shall be! All of this so that I can have the weapon I want for my Solution 9 related glamours. Unironically. It's beautiful. I love it. Behold, Shizune, the work is done. The perfected art of dedicated artisans. A Mandervillus compound bow. I just realized it's supposed to be a pun on marvelous, probably. The beauteous, tangible reward for all our toil and sacrifice. It's a grand sight, all right. Fighting mammoths, drinking weird booze, and dancing weirder jigs is an odd, bloody way to forge a weapon. But you can't argue with the end result. There is, in fact, one other favorable consequence to finishing our project. My family's vault contains what appears to be a locked recording, and, if what Master Poo-Poo tells me is correct, our completed Manderville weaponry should serve as the key to opening it. Shall we give it a try? Fine. Is this a cutscene, or do I have to, like, do an additional quest? Oh, cool. It's an additional cutscene. Alright. I like how those two Arcosodra in the back are just, like... rubbernecking in the background. Ah, excellent. It would seem the relic has responded to your armament. Let us commence the viewing. If you are watching this recording, then I must assume you have successfully brought the Manderville weaponry to its completed state. Allow me, then, to share some of the philosophy that went into the weaponry's creation. As I explained in my previous story, the many worlds upon which the Mandervillians resided were laid to waste by an inexplicable catastrophe. The final days, one must imagine. Peace reigns upon this star for now, but we can never know when or what manner of chaos might threaten our tranquil lives. Thus did I endeavor to forge armaments with the power to repel any threat, no matter how dire. However, in the wrong hands, such powerful weapons may exacerbate the very problem they were created to solve. Sadly, my long search for worthy wielders, those possessed of both martial excellence and unyielding moral fortitude, has failed. I am left with no choice but to destroy my triumphant works. That explains how you lost the originals, eh? In the hopes that a deserving hero will one day emerge, I have decided to leave the secrets of their manufacture to my heirs. By necessity, the process must be rendered cryptic, lest those potent armaments be too readily attained. The fact that we are watching this proves you, or that you are watching this proves you had the wisdom to pierce my elaborate obfuscations, and the discipline to retrace the grueling steps of my smithing saga. I have faith in your judgment. Do what is just, and entrust the Manderville weaponry to those who champion the ideals of peace. It's funny because this was the easiest relic they ever did. And like, yeah, it's great in terms of future-proofing because it means like now in the after times I don't have to do a massive grind for a pretty glamour stick, but how gratifying to know that my motives were aligned with those of my ancestor. It was my own experience of the final days which moved me to recreate the Manderville weapons and put them in heroic hands such as yours. And 'tis more gratifying still that we should succeed in the task which Godbrand himself set for his descendants. I thank you all for your valuable contributions. I'll admit, it was a bit of a shock to hear we was crafting alien designs, but you hired the right smith for the job. You know the job isn't over, yes? There are still many weapon variants we have left to reforge. I know. Don't get your bloody small clothes in a twist. I'll stick around until the last blow is hammered. For the extraction of the Ultra Manderville essence, I must ask that you call upon the assistance of the High Crucible Alchemists. It matters not who performs the dance as long as they do so with gentlemanly perfection and aplomb. It's clear to me now that the Manderville weapons are more than just a pet project. They're an invest future of our world. You have my permission to keep them on the books as an official Manderville and Manderville enterprise. Oh, that is a relief. It would be difficult to cover these expenses with my weekly entertainment budget. How big's that budget? With that settled, we can continue as before. Our most excellent House Manderville artisan shall handle requests to perfect other weapons in your possession. Meanwhile, our resident expert alchemist will assist with adjusting weapon properties, assuming you supply the requisite crystallite, of course. All in all, this has been a most satisfying experience. My thanks again, and I look forward to our next mutually beneficial encounter, whenever that may be. Yeah! Alright, let me just, as pretty as that is, let me, real quick, do a silly little thing where I apply 1 glamour for the bow. And then, there we go. Much better. All right, let's head over to Charlian then. Old Charlian. I just want to check something real quick before we set sail. Because I want to see if we can play Where Are They Now? And by that I mean, are the twins at their house? I know Graha and Aaronville are at the docks right now. But I wanted to see if by any chance the twins might be here. Doesn't look like it. All right. But where is he? He's over there. Hey, look it! Raha's here. Ah, it seems you've caught me in a rather precarious predicament. I've been pursuing new means of acquiring Gil, you see. Thinking of potential endeavors we might undertake in future. It wouldn't do to find my coffers wanting at a critical juncture. Perhaps I should consider the Loprit's treasure vault that Oriange spoke of. In any case, so long as they do not interfere with my obligations to the students of Baldesion, I intend to pursue all possible avenues. And then if we go down here... Hey, look, there's a certain fun of ours. I've no doubt there is much you wish to know about Tyrol, but there will be plenty of time to answer your questions on the journey there. I will see to our supplies. All you need to do is be patient. It will be time to depart before you know it. Yep. I have one last guess on where... Alize and Elfino might be, if they are anywhere. And it looks like I might be wrong. Thought maybe they were getting one last snack here before we head off, but nope. Okay. In that case... I just wanted to see, I don't know if they are anywhere in the overworld, but I at least wanted to check the easy, obvious locations. What about in here? Is anybody in here that we can talk to? No. Okay. Lesson learned. Let's get started. Let's go. Let me up. Let me. Yeah. Ojika Tsunjika has a message for you. Welcome back, Shizune. I've just had word from Aaronville. It seems he's managed to secure passage to Tyrol aboard a guild ship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? It should only take a moment. Yeah. Ojika gave us the good news. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice. The only one yet to arrive is Aaronville himself. And Wooklamont. Ah, there you all are. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guild ship has granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Tyrrell. There'll be other passengers, researchers, and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. That's fine, Aaronville. I doubt anyone expected we'd have a ship all to ourselves. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is we'll be doing in Tyrrell, yes? Not really. We've not forgotten. The nation of Tuliolol is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you during the rite of succession, and support your bid to become Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbors. By visiting Tyrrell, we hope to learn more about how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sort of insights that might help our friends in Ilsebard. But we'll pursue this goal on our own, or in our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest all due attention. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. Didn't Graha literally say, hey, if you feel like it's the right way to go about it, why don't you go to Tyrrell and then make your decision? You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Kryle? I need to figure out how to voice Wooklamont. Yes. As far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet, oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives, and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure there'll be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I'm part of this expedition only because the Third Promise has commanded that I serve as guide. Still playing the part of the stoic servant, I see. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind. I go wherever adventure is to be found. That's the way that's what they tell me. Right then. If all are still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbor. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well.
Yeah.
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Do not be so quick to relax. Oh, Tyrrell may seem but a short sail away on a map, The vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels. Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bluthishwin herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointing me so.
I'm glad that they remembered to, like, pay tribute to the fact that part of Meryl Vib's lore does involve her finding her way to the New World.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
All aboard! We're casting off!
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
Yeah.
And so does our ship cast off from the docks. We sail west, as Kattenram did some 80 years past, bound for the New World, known to her children as the continent of Toral.
I was about to be like, who are you waving to, Elise? And then I realized, oh, Mama and Papa are there.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat.
And then she remembers she gets seasick easily. Hey, Ruklamat, do you think maybe the fact that you stand on, I forgot what that part of the ship is called. But do you think the fact that you stand in precarious places might have something to do with it? Oh! You know what? Toral is actually closer than I thought it was. She is adorable. It frustrates me how much hate she gets, because, like, she's not nearly as bad as people make her out to be. And, like, honestly, as somebody who was there at the time, a lot of the Wuklamat hate reminds me a lot of the Lys hate back in Stormblood, which has also died down. So I'm interested to see what the community's opinion of Wuklamat and Dawntrail is in an expansion or two.
Smooth sailing so far?
Aye, so far so good.
That being said, okay, I know people's voices don't always match what they look like, but I feel like they did not show anybody in the casting section of this game what this NPC looked like before giving him a voice.
But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
Incredibly funny.
I'll take my rest while I can, then.
We left port what seems an age ago now, and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Toral was far, but it's another thing to really know.
You see that, but if you look at the... Oh, right, she wasn't with us for that. But, okay, the reason why I was making that little exclamation earlier is when they showed us the map, I realized, in spite of how they talk about it, and maybe it's just because of how dangerous the waters in question are, Toral is closer to Eorzea than Ulthard is. Which means we can... I was like, oh my god, it was probably like 6 months of just us being in the open ocean. But no, if we know that from Eorzea to Othard, or at least from Limsa to Othard, is like 2 months, maybe. Okay, it's 2 months with like the best ship under the most ideal conditions. So we'll say we'll give a range of like 2 to 3 months. To get there. This was probably only like 1 or 2 months of sea travel.
Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn a few things about Tuliolal and the right of succession. Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself? I'm sure you have questions of your own. Did you look out across these same waters, Grandfather?
I like how I'm fapping about as if I don't have like a month to get this expansion done if I want to be caught up by FanFest. Okay. Have you spoken with our shipmates? Toral is still a good distance away, and it might be a pleasant way to pass the time. Let's go. Hi, Wooklamont. How you feeling? Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Oh, this will be my first visit to Toral. Hang on. Fontain's the name. I was working at SM's Aesthetics in Ulda, you see, but my employment with them, came to an end. That's why why I visited Charlian, in the hopes of starting over. While I was attempting, and failing, to find a new job, I seized the chance to board this vessel when I overheard room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. I'm told the Dawn servant welcomes all regardless of origin, and so Tuliolal seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. I can feel my heart, or my edge start to dull on these long sea voyages. How about some light sparring later? Sure. I'll take you on. I see you in Eorzea before. You great and famous hero. Yeah, I've had enough of playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception. But with more of you Eorzeans coming to Toral, it's become impractical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our war band have fallen, and so we head home to lick our wounds. I love the fact that they did that, cause like, it is a little problematic how they wrote the Mamulja back in A Realm Reborn. And then you get to Dawntrail, I'm like, haha, we were just fucking with you guys so that you'd underestimate us, hee hee. My story? Well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the great Kethenram. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot on Toral, almost 80 years ago. The Mamulja's leaders is said to have welcomed Kethenram with open arms, and sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. But the real treasure was the crops he brought back. Popotos, tomatoes, and corn, which spread across Eorzea like wildfire. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. The tales say Kethenram returned to Toral several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage, and he was never heard from again. That even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end is testimony to the ocean's peril. Okay. An adventurer, I presume. I'm a merchant myself, based in Ulda. Specialty imports and exports Eorzean and Tirali both. If this is your first crossing the salt, as they say, do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this. It is not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Mikote, the Hetzaro. The Hrothgar, the Shabral. Not because every member of a given clan is of the same race, mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with that clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. I'm told this vessel has been equipped with a barrier generator to protect it from storms. A reassuring thought, though I nevertheless pray there will be no need for it. Did you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who will be the next in the Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in the right of succession, your young Wooklamont being one of them, of course. But from what a Mumulja bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin on the third promise. I've heard Aaronville was looking for passage to Tuliolal, so I managed to squeeze his party aboard one of our chartered vessels. As fortune would have it, we had just scheduled an expedition to Toral. Anything else from you? I look forward to a long soak in the hot springs of Urkopacha, and no complaints when I dance the bathing dance. For anybody who did the Moogle quests or know about a certain, I think it's more than one fate, actually, in, Outer? No, Upper Lenosha. That's a reference. Some parts of Tyrol are said to be so remote that not even Kettenram made it to them. If I could explore those places, then perhaps I'll become even more famous than him. I kind of forgotten a lot of the Moogle quests because I don't remember how closely I was paying attention the first time I did them back in A Realm Reborn. Plus, it'd been years. But it just so happens that around the time Dawntrail came out, Dawntrail came out when I was in Late Stormblood. Or not Late Stormblood. I was on Shinryu. Or rather, I did the Royal Menagerie. Not the Royal Menagerie, that's Shinryu. I did the dungeon. Oh, let me go. Like the night before servers went down. And then it was like, can we get Shinryu done before maintenance starts? And then I realized, no, because even if the fight was doable in the amount of time I had left, Xenos would have monologued too long, so I just put it off for when I came back from my break, from the expansion coming out. But it was fresher on my memory because of that, when I played through Dawntrail, because I'd done those quests on this character more recently. Oh, wait, I recognize you. You're the champion of Eorzea. The third promise has you on her side, then that shifts the odds a fair bit. I might have to change my bet. You might have to. I wonder what the city will be like. Pretty. Muggy. But pretty. Thing of interest? I learned a lot of interest. Including the fact that our third promise might be a bit of a undercat. Oh, I hadn't heard about the clan names. We should have Wooklamont and Aaronville teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on the deck. Let's all gather in the cabin. Ah, yes. What ideal sailing weather.
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
How's your stomach? Any better?
Funny how we didn't see any signs of of seasickness from her when we went to the Isle of Ham.
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick.
Was she faking it? Maybe she was faking it. Faking not being seasick, I
I'm
mean.
just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Because we're at sea.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Erenville, you were born in Tyrol, yes? Do many Vieira live there?
The Shatona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother...
We're in the teeth of it now, lads! Reef that sail before the mast snaps!
Oh dear.
Only over that watch! This wind's too strong to take any sail! I'm going off the mast! We need help! Get him on decks first! Quickly! Before he's washed overboard!
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since. The heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself. Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning.
Oh.
What an extraordinary life she must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease.
You know, I wonder... That's kind of foreshadowing, isn't it?
Voklamar, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress.
Come on, that's hero
By
shit.
the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural.
But like the fact that she's feeling sick and still went out there to help people, I think is pretty rad.
In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
And then some. Yeah? Yeah? Let's see it.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air?
Yeah-huh.
Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground. Ugh. Can't be much farther now, can it?
Oh, was that not what the bell was? I thought that was a land ho bell. Look, it's boobies!
Seabirds.
And now that everybody's staring at the screen and paying attention.
Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliola's coasts. Come.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway.
Yeah.
If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm.
Yeah, I was about to say.
As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Then I better not let you down. Easy, stomach. Easy.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
Yeah, let's go! Hey, it's the scene! From the thing!
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
And now I'm the guy from the trailer!
Enjoying yourself for a change?
Yeah!
There, look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. To my home, Tural.
Title card! Yeah. What a novelty. A game where you don't have to play, what was it, 18 hours in Digimon to get to the title card? 15, 18, whatever it was. We're arriving at night. Oh, it's so pretty.
gods. I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihyolal are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
Yeah.
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next Dawn servant.
Oh, trust us, we know.
We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tulihyolal?
That's funny, because Wukumat told us that her having foreign allies was encouraged.
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Please, accept our apologies.
Oh, making me hydrate? Okay.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part? Anyway, first things first. I bid you welcome to Tulihyolal.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
All right, it looks like the cutscene is ending. Yeah, just in time for ads. So we're gonna do ad break, and then we will continue when we get back. So yeah, I will see you guys on the other side of ads. Alright, we're back. So, let's start by talking to everybody. Ah, it's so nice to feel that familiar breeze again. I wasn't sure my stomach would make it. What about the rest of you? I wonder what kind of trouble those soldiers are expecting. What an amazing city. As lively as Ul'dah and even more colorful. According to Aaronville, the Vanu I thought I saw belongs to a clan known as the Hanu Hanu. It seems they share more than a physical resemblance. Well, despite the storm's efforts to the contrary, we are here. Or here we are. Safe and sound. Yeah! Checking posture. I am preemptively getting that stretch in before you redeem it, Ash. Ah, there it is. Okay, I'm stretched. You have arrived in Tuliolo. You can return to the city at any time by speaking with the sprightly scholar in Scholar's Harbor in Old Charlian. Are you predictable? Just a little bit. I would ask if the journey tired you, but I'm sure you've endured far worse. Yeah! Imagine if Leviathan had shown up. According to Aaronville... Oh, wait. Is this just all the same dialogue? Oh, yes. Okay. While being in solid ground has improved Wiclamot's mood, her stomach appears to be lagging behind. Right, then. First things first. Still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. What? Wait! What? No! Fine. Hang on. Let me... get my desk set up. Okay. There, standing. Happy? I realize we've just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the rite of secession begins. Thank you for the head pats. Also, let me set up my mic a little bit better. There we go. There. No arguments here. I should very much like to explore. I like the sound of exploring. Then, I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in any condition to do so? Aha! We were wondering who these strange folk were. So the third promise has found herself some new followers, then. Followers? Wiclamot, are you unwell? No, not at all. Couldn't be better. The third promise does not get seasick. No, sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the rite of succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially if they're in the company of the third promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly were. Your siblings have a tendency to, command a respectful distance. But you're just so easy to approach. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please, don't ever worry that you're a bother to me. You're very kind. Good day to you, Third Promise. They did have a point. Wuklama is technically royalty here. Like it or not, a person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean, technically? I suggest we move in 2 groups so as to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me, then. Shizune, you and Kryl can come with me. I'll take the twins, then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. That voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have time enough for that. We have time enough for that. Okay, I delivered that wrong. Enjoy your wanderings. I always do. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wuklamat's nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. Ugh.
Wuklamat, are you okay? Do you want to take a rest?
Tuliolal isn't going anywhere. Let's give Wuklamat a little more time. Okay. Was that enough time? I'm fine now, really. Can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself, what with the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbor. Aaronville already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay, mostly small fishing boats or barges ferrying cargo up and down the rivers or from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Dawntrail, the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export. Their wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stalls in the neighboring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. Wandering around this city is so exciting. Unfamiliar wonders everywhere we look. Tuliolal is like my own garden. I could lead you around with my eyes closed. If this tour were a ship, it'd be plain sailing all the way. Ugh. The word ship alone is enough to curdle my stomach. Right, but it's not seasickness, right? Wuklamat? I'm usually good with motion sickness as long as I don't try to do something stupid like read while in a moving car. This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliolal's largest market. Being right on the harbor, everything from fresh fish to imported wares go directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Oh, right. I should mention that here in Tuliolal, we buy things with Pel, a currency that the Pelu created. But don't worry, more and more trade is coming in from Eorzea, so most shops are happy to accept your gil. There's also Wakumeki Meki, another market to the east of here, but that can wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. Next, we'll head back a bit, then northwards up the stairs to a certain plaza. I can't wait to see the look on your faces. Yeah?
Ether!
Just a second. Let me just... that, and then... that. There we go. What do you think of that, eh? It's an aetheryte. Goodness me, you have aetherytes in Tuliolal? I think I told you before, but my brother Kona spent 3 years studying in Sharlayan. He fell in love with the nation and its ways, and brought back to us the knowledge of aetheryte construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once. Had one built immediately. Did you do the attuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and then up the slope to the side. Right at the top is the gate, which leads to Shock Terrell. Let's make a stop at Bright Plume Post on the way, though. That's the headquarters for the Landsguard. Is Kryle's dialogue still the same? Oh, I've probably been missing out on dialogue then. Thank goodness for Aetherites. Though I don't share Wuklamat's dislike of ships, I'm not especially eager to make that voyage again. I mean, it's also a time saver. Make sure you attune to the Aetherite. I don't fully understand how it works, but I do know you'll regret it if you forget. True. Although I do remember hearing about someone who, like, I guess their friend who got them into the game was so, like, they got so annoyed with their friend insisting that they attune to Aetherites and stuff that they decided just to spite them to not attune to anything. And so they're like, yeah, my friend got to Shadowbringers and died and ended up back in Ul'dah and had to walk all the way back to Morgdona to return to the Crystarium. Whoops. I got distracted. That was my bad. That's on me. I went too far down. You say it sounds awful. I say it sounds like an interesting challenge. I could see somebody who's like role-playing as having a similar ether issue as Thancred, having a lot of fun with something like that. It'd be a neat RP thing. Whoop. Trudging up and down all these slopes and stairs is exhausting. I understand now where Wuklamat gets her endless endurance. We have a lot of narrow, winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain. As you can see, though, the builders made sure the city's main thoroughfares were wide enough to accommodate wagons. Neat! Speaking of teleporting, I just realized there may have been Ethernets I wanted to attune to and forgot about. Oops! It's fine. Probably. Here we are, Bright Plume Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tulialal and preserving the peace. The Landsguard are led by our nation's strongest warrior, and so naturally Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Zeralja took over. The title is no empty honor. It means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to... Well, I'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alphino and Alize should be around here to hear it too. Come on, it's time I showed you the Skygate. It's right at the northern end of Talon March. I already attuned to this, right? I did. Oh, right, I almost forgot. Zeralja. That's clearly a Memulja name. An interesting family. Also, let me pull you out of here so I can see what else you have to say. If I'm to succeed Papa, then it's my brothers I need to surpass first. Massive, isn't it? And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yokui. Strictly speaking, Tyrell is actually two separate continents. Yok Tyrell, the southern lands of the mother, and Shak Tyrell, the northern lands of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago, the two gods fought a titanic battle, and when one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. A familiar sounding tale. I am put in mind of the conflict between Hydaelyn and Zodiark. But getting back to Shak Tyrell, those lands are also part of the Tuliolol nation, correct? That's right. Isn't my father incredible? He united the peoples of the two continents into a single nation. The many clans of Tyrell had been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled to the lands and put a stop to their myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace he built. But I see you're more interested in what's beyond the gate than hearing about my aspirations. Crossing the bridge to Shak Tyrell requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the Rite of Succession is over. I promise to get you one when I'm Dawn Servant, but even then, you'll just have to wait. I wish we could go there right now. Also, why isn't Shak Tyrell part of the trial? Be patient. I swear that once the throne is mine, that travel permit is yours. Tired from all this walking? Take a moment to rest and we'll continue the tour. We must have covered half the city by now. Tuliolol is unlike any place I've visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Creation stories are often rooted in true events. Given the similarities, could it be that Tyrell's legend was inspired by Hydaelyn's clash with Zodiark? Maybe. Like, if the whole idea is that the Dawn Servant needs to take on, or like the potential Dawn Servants have to take on trials given by the people of Tuliolol, or of Tyrell, why is it only the southern tribes that are involved with that? That's kind of weird. Like, gameplay-wise, I get it. Storytelling-wise, I'm a little confused. We'll head west next, towards the Arc of the Dawn. The dirigible landing is on the way. You have dirigibles, too? Tuliolol certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. We get by. Now, if you've seen enough of this area, let me know, and we'll continue on. The Arc of the Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as we walk. Did I already talk to her? Oh, I hope you aren't too tired. Tuliolol still has plenty of sights to see. Nah, I'm good. I'm still struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. This was originally the site of a Yokui temple. The giants built it when they were first making the bridge to Chaktaral to appease the god who slumbers in the great ocean trench. After the Yokoi withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries. So when Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure that he could refurbish into a palace, sitting practically in the center of Taral. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tuliolo. We climb these sets of stairs here, all the way up. Oh! Also, the biggest of the residential areas implies there's smaller residential areas. If you catch my drift. I still want Charlie in housing, but Taral housing would also be neat. This is incredible. I wonder what the carving at the top represents. Papa's palace is called Bolok Shunsa, which roughly translates to invincible resilience. You probably want to take a closer look, but we'll be coming back here later. Let's move on for now. Yes, the way I see it more though, honestly, given how housing lore is usually written, is that they probably open up a housing district to facilitate, like, good relations with adventurers from overseas and lure them over to Taral. And then, boom! Taral housing, or, Tuliolo housing. Alright, the stairs leading up to the peak can get pretty steep. Careful you don't fall. I've been one step away from death more than a few times. Wuklamot, please. So this was once a place of worship. The Yokoi seem a fascinating people, but I've not seen any in the city. I wonder when we'll have the chance to meet them. I'd love to say soon, but I don't know. So this is the Resplendent Quarter. What manner of people live here? Oh, we have residents from all of the Yoktaral clans. Mamulja, Shabral, Pelu Pelu, Moblin, Hanu Hanu. We also have Tonawata, Heptaro, and Shatona, who moved south from their ancestral lands in Chaktaral. In essence, it's a gathering of people from every corner of Taral. A true representation of Tuliolo's diverse character. The endowments on each building contribute to the eclectic cultural aesthetic. It's all so beautiful. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down the stairs. What were the Tonawata? Oh, here. Oh, right, hang on. Let me step over here for a second. You might hear the hero in Taral referred to as Tonawata, one of our major clans. As for Aaronville, he belongs to a Vieira clan known as the Shatona. One need only look to the children playing for a sense of how peaceful things must be here. Huge drum? Huge drum. I've never seen such an enormous drum. What would one even use to beat such an instrument? Ropes. and elbow grease. That big drum there is called the Dawn Herald. They play it for formal occasions, like when honoring the Landsguard return from a dangerous duty. I tried hitting it with my axe once and ripped the skin. Earned me a proper scolding, let me tell you. I think it was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. I think that was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. Huh? Damn, Father of the Year? Oh, wait. We want to go this way. Wait, no? No. It was this way, and then this way. Alpaca! Let me just grab this. Add myself to their register. You still have the same dialogue? Yes. And here are dirigibles. Not bad, eh? I hear other nations use airships to sail the skies, but you'll only find balloons in Tuliolo. We have them for the exact same reason as the Aetheryte. Kona brought back the plans from Charlian, and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. This was around 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flights to other settlements. Trade with frontier communities has never been easier. But that's enough about dirigibles. The Ark of the Dawn awaits. Balloons are all well and good, but flying through the air is not for me. It's not that I'm afraid, of course. It just seems unnatural. You get motion sick, we get it. Hearing about dirigibles reminds me of the Ixal and their flying vessels. But whereas their designs use several bladders, it seems the Turali craft rely on one large envelope to lift them into the air. Let me just hop, skip, and jump over here. Make life a little bit easier in the future. I may not be on the same part of it, but it does feel really good to finally be in the same expansion that my main is. Oh, yeah, that is a player. Okay. For a second, I was like, is that an NPC? No. Okay. Here we go. Yeah! This is it. The Arch of, the Ark of the Dawn. Arch? When the Giants were still here, it was known as the Yogg-Turul Landgate. But when Papa founded Tuliolo, everyone began using its present name in honor of his great achievement. Through this gate is Kozomauka, the wetlands south of the city. Depending on what the right of succession asks of us, we might end up going in that direction. Kozomauka. The name alone is intriguing. Speaking of which, what were those fluffy animals we passed earlier? Those are alpacas. Fearsome, four-legged fiends. Fearsome? They seemed quite placid to me. You'll learn soon enough, Trial. You'll learn soon enough. But forget the alpacas. I have something far more important to show you. Come along. I hope everybody's eaten and isn't watching me play through Dawntrail on an empty stomach. Or, oh no, that's not yet. Okay, I thought she was implying, I forgot about this for a moment, and I thought she was implying tacos were more important than alpacas. Are these pillars what Wuklamot wanted to show us? If you wish to learn the history of Tuliolo, then look no further. These pillars, or these stone pillars, you mean? Heh, this spot's captured Kryl's attention. Zendril, no! Don't do it! Kryl regards the stone pillars curiously. What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they might look like ordinary stone decorations, but if you take a really good look, you'll see they're something much more interesting. At least have a snack on hand! Also, Ash, what, am I good to sit down yet, or what's the T- on that? I suppose we ought to do as Wuklamot suggests. This spot's- oh, you're just saying the same thing you were before. About a minute? Okay. The following event can- yeah. Who sits in queue while doing this at the beginning of MSQ of a new expansion? Pictures? Wait, no, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed Mamulja. Oh, then this must be... That's right. It follows the exploits of my father, Baluljaja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuliolo Saga. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tuliolo came to be. Study them as long as you like. The 4 stones closest to us cover the first half of Papa's travels. Let's start with those. I may sit? Hooray! Ugh. Standing is good for the body. Standing is good for the body. Standing is good for the body. But man, does sitting feel good. Lay of the Brotherhood. This pillar tells the Lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts the scene where Papa granted an audience to the foreign explorer something. I can never remember that or the name. Master check. Look, Ash, you have people to share your burden of bullying me with self-care now. You mean Ketenram? Ah, that's the one. Ketenram's arrival in Tural is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. For sure. Especially after standing for 20 minutes. It's said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit if not in blood. But no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Ketenram's disappearance is a mystery in Eorzea as well. Perhaps, or the records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, but then it's assumed he was lost at sea. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. This is the story of when Papa visited the Hanu in their village in Kozamauka. Ah, the people Alphino almost mistook for Vanu, if not for the colorful plumage. He spent a fair bit of time among the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds, so it's no surprise he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are a bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year. Very famous and a lot of fun. This one recounts the lay of her past. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is one of the Shabral, like me. For decades, the Shabral and the Mamulja were at war for control of the forest of Yaktel. The actions Papa took to end that conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tuliolo. There is a clan of Hrothgar and Bolgia known as Hellions. In their society, the women rule as queens, and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tyrol, Shabral men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. Let's see. This one is the Lay of Pots, which depicts the moblins of Kozomauka. They might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silverwork they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly, the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Turali counterparts. If you're done with the first half, we can move on to the second. Yeah. And these four comprise the rest of the saga. The Lay of Gold. This pillar shows one of the Pelu Pelu, whose homeland is in Urkapacha. Having created our currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the Merchant Clan. They oversee Tuliolo's markets, and their traveling peddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tyrol. Don't let their size fool you. They might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks, they are clever and calculating traders. They are also a Final Fantasy X reference, and I will once again say it, and I probably will say it more than once. This will definitely not be the last time I say it. This is what I'm trying to say. I know Final Fantasy IX references in Dawntrail, very prevalent, very present, very focused on. I feel like Dawntrail doesn't get enough credit for the Final Fantasy X references. This game, or this expansion, is basically the love child of Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy IX, with like a little bit, arguably, of Final Fantasy VII. Oh, this one is my favorite, the Lay of Ice. It depicts the battle with the legendary Tyrol Vidral, Valigamanda. I should explain. A Tyrol Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural power. So, an auspice. Kataru described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? Almost certainly. Valigarmanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror it visited upon Tyrol every time it stirred from its slumber. But 80 years or so ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and sealed it away in the Urkapacha Mountains. Despite its reputation, however, Valigarmanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you see its likeness in Toliolo's nation emblem, and adorning the banners at the palace. Ah, the lay of proof. That big fellow is of the Yakui, the largest of Tural's peoples. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Tural. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turned northwards, setting their sights on Tural. You'll recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Skygate. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they'd conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Urkopacha. I've never seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. This was a people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on the mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambitions and their place in Turali history? Oh, this one is unmarked. Papa says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Tuliola's history. Whatever that might be. I know what it is! Had your fill of history then?
Yes, thank you.
Glad to hear it. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises here, seeing it. I couldn't keep anything down for a while. But now I think I'm ready to eat again. So let's go and have ourselves a bite of a local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that.
I could eat.
Above game, no, I can't. I had a pretty filling dinner before stream, but in game,
yeah, sure. Let's go!
Did I remember to tune to the Resplendent Quarter while I was up there? No, I did not! I'll have to worry about that later. What a lovely establishment! I'm reminded of the Bismarck in Limsa Lominsa. Have you ever had tacos? They're a Tuliolo classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. I'm from Chicago. A third of our population is Latino. Yes, I've had tacos. A lot of shops and stalls sell them, but I like how they are made here at Jablevtier. Best. I have no idea how that's actually pronounced. I'm not actually huge on, like, Mexican food in general. I prefer Japanese, Thai, Italian. But, like, with Chicago's population, yeah, I'm assuming we have good, like, authentic Mexican food. And I need one right in front of me, right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with old Baruch Yavu. Oh, I didn't even notice they were already here. Interesting. I pray that Lashkana is safe. Would that I had sent a healer to her side. Unfamiliar terrain is a hunter's bane. I must find Itoka, an ally with knowledge of the lands beyond the Great Sea. Oh, my poor granddaughter. I cannot bear to be parted from her. I hope Tatoa thinks before she acts. And I wonder what Tepe sees when she looks up into the sky. In case I'm not being obvious enough, for anybody who doesn't know, those are the NPCs from the role quests. Which I will not be doing during MSQ itself, since the role quests have absolutely no link to MSQ. We'll be doing those. I'll be dedicating probably like a week to doing role quests after we wrap up MSQ. I just wanted to see what their dialogue was before you start their stories, since I had that opportunity. Every dish looks delicious. At the risk of sounding like Wuklamat, the mere sight of so much fine cuisine is making me ravenous. This is Baruch Gavu, the owner. Don't let his unassuming appearance fool you. When it comes to making tacos, he is the greatest artisan in all of Toral. Okay, here's what I think. I think a lot of Dawntrail is actually based off of feedback the devs got about Endwalker and maybe Shadowbringers. Because the thing is, Shadowbringers had the issue where, like, as much as I enjoyed it narratively, it doesn't feel good to have done your level 80 job quest to continue with level 79 MSQ. And it felt even worse, like, back when it was expansion current, because it meant hitting level cap and then doing MSQ and wasting all that experience unless you had bothered to level up 2 jobs while doing MSQ. Which not everybody does unless they know better. And then, like, my issue with the role quests in general with Endwalker, I mean, I've talked about this before, but, like, it makes sense when you're doing those quests alongside MSQ, but then once you're done with MSQ, why the fuck are people still turning into blasphemies if you do those role quests after the fact? So I think they just overcorrected, where they made role quests that would still make sense, and, like, your experience with them wouldn't be affected by you being done with MSQ, but they were so divorced from MSQ that I had a lot of trouble caring the first time I did them. And maybe my experience with them will be different the second time I play through them. There were some enjoyable moments to them. But tonally and, like, narratively, I didn't care as much. As much as I appreciate the fact that, like, they don't have the problem that, oh shit, but not doing my role quest means I won't be able to dye my glamour, or not my glamour, I mean technically my glamour, but I won't be able to dye my Kevy! Hi! It's not even that they don't feel like they have stakes, it's just they don't have any connection to MSQ, which just makes it a little bit harder to care. It does mean that I can do them after finishing MSQ and not feel pressured to do them alongside MSQ for the sake of, like, keeping the narrative good and consistent. Also, thank you for the hydrate. But it does mean I'm not going to be able to dye my artifact gear until after I've finished MSQ. Oh well. I'll deal, I guess. Anyway, hi, Burukevu.
Brook-Evo! My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Also, Kevy, is this you scouting out what MSQ is like past where you've played so that you can decide whether or not it's worth it to come back and play? Or are you going to scamper off now before you get spoiled? Because I know you haven't played since Endwalker. Unless you've been playing behind my back and cheating on me.
right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
He came to see me? Aw.
Did you
Hi,
hear the
dude.
Silver Scales are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Hey guys, do you know what they're referencing? Cause haha, oops, did we do that? Do you guys remember who the Silver Scales are? It's the guys who took over the Wanderer's Palace for Wanderer's Palace. No! Jesus, what? Huh? Kevy, thank you for Ash, thank you for for gifting Kevy a subscription. That sub, yeah, that. Hello, hi, thank you. Okay, so the Silver Scales were that gang of Mamulja who were bullying the Tomberries in Wanderer's Palace hard. And then we fought their leader, and I believe killed their leader. Haha, oopsie. That was us. That was our fault.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
You know, it would have been a nice touch if we had encountered them as, like, rivals in our search for the Golden City.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
What? Ash, thank you for gifting a sub to Central.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils.
Sounds good.
Oh!
If it isn't the third promise.
What the?
Our tacos.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Why, you want to lick me?
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
Of course, that's it. Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
The third promise remembers us! Such an honor. Glory on your name, brother.
I think it's less two accents and more just like two different personalities. And the accents maybe sounding a little different because of that.
And on yours, brother.
You can hear it when they say brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
Ha! He wishes.
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling house cat, we are blessed siblings, the ultimate chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
all peoples are equal in Tulihiola. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Ha! Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense.
Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
Don't fall for the rage bait, Wuklamot.
A two-headed mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo, the Bunewa, and the Dopro.
They're not fish, Kevy, they're lizards.
Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring union between the brown-scaled Hubico and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
I assumed
Forget
you were
them.
saying he sounded
Let's
fishy.
go and buy more tacos.
Because you
I
thought he
can
was
think
a
of
fish.
nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Oh,
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wuklamart know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
So it goes.
okay. Twitch wants to run an ad, so I'm gonna talk to Wuklamot real quick. Brute Gavu's lovingly made tacos went to waste, and it's all that brutish Bakul Jaja's fault. No. I'm gonna run an ad. And then I will see you guys after, and we will continue with MSQ. Because I will probably, especially since I will almost definitely go a little late tonight, because A, we started late, because I ran into Scuff, and then we, like, did some things before we started MSQ. B, I want to get as much done before FanFest as possible, so I might stream a little late. We'll see. I kind of have a spot in mind where I might want to stop. But, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the other side of the ad. And thanks for sticking with me as always, guys. All right, we're back. Brew caboose. Oh, I already read that. Okay.
Yeah, let's talk to Cryle.
I was looking forward to trying some authentic Puliolo cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alphino and the others at the palace. All right, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the Resplendent Quarter, or even the eastern side of Talon March if you prefer. Now that you have an idea of how the city's laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Bolok Shunsa. Ah, my poor empty belly. Okay. Well, I have an aetheryte I need to, well, I guess it's not really a little out of the way. Alright. I'm gonna take a slight shortcut. Why walk up some stairs when I can teleport? And then I guess I will go, yeah, this way. Oh, no, not this way. Was that not the shortcut I thought it would be? I don't think that was the shortcut I thought it would be, guys. Okay. Oh wait, this way. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I know you, kinda. I know your family. I wonder where Emmeline's journey has brought her. If nothing else, I hope all is well. Aw. Okay, so we can't unlock sightseeing log yet, but soon.
Look at this place.
All right, more climbing. Oh, stretch. We're here. There are so many narrow, winding streets, but even if you get lost, all you have to do is keep heading up, and you'll arrive at the palace eventually. The food is amazing. At passing Mamulja, let us try a fruit called cherimoya, and it was just sublime. We saw a two-headed Mamulja on our way here, another claimant in the right of succession, according to Aaronville. Yeah, we saw him too. Do you have a better feel for the city now? You made it. Then we're all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. I think they pretend not to notice. Look, if NPCs can see us doing things with the Mandervilles and walk away without making eye contact, they can ignore anything. Oh, I could ask. I could ask Namika to cook me something afterwards. Yeah. All right. Upon speaking, yep, several cutscenes, blah, blah, blah. Everybody get comfy. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It was like herding a pair of unruly corals. I understand all too well. Charlian had the same effect on me. Right then. Now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what he might be in for, or what we might be in for.
Estinian? When did he get here?
Oh, you're right, I do need to update that. Thank you for the reminder.
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man?
Boy, do we!
Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunperch to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
I'll hopefully remember, don't worry. Was he accused of killing a ruler? I know we were. Who is Estinian? Oh, right, Varus.
That would do, Spearman. I would receive my darling daughter.
Oh yeah, I guess he and I do have that in common, huh?
Know that you are the strongest I've fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that woman there.
Who? Me?
I see you, warrior.
We had no idea you meant to visit Taral.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his true plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
I'm not sure I understand.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonesh.
It's Erenville now, Don Servant. I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then. And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies. Ha! Old-tempered still. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once. Then I shall leave you to it. Good fortune, my friends. The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zerolja. The second promise, Ona. The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja. You four will compete in the rite of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away, and it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyola is young, and so I look to thee always for inspiration. The rite of succession, the means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyola I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulja at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Now you have us to compete against.
Dude, say it, don't spray it.
Oh, though So it seems the One-Head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the right of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural and find the City of Gold.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer us proof, my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own 4 eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliobal. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions. And we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same. But in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
The Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth. Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge.
Okay, but like, what would have happened if you had won? That would have defeated the purpose of this whole contest.
You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja just successor and be done with it.
The rite of cessation begins now. I'll be watching you progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave. You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Kryl Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my order some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf. Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time.
That means
I have
yes.
tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City.
Oh.
To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the rite of succession.
Fair. I was going to say yes, but he's just not going to tell you now because he wants you to discover the answer yourself. But there is also that.
But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant.
You know, Galul Jaja, you could have just disqualified her as being one of Lamati's helpers and then told her.
On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City.
Had her sit everything out. It wouldn't have been for a good story.
Thank you for hearing my petition.
But, like, it's something you could have done to make her life easier.
How about that? She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
Yeah.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this? Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil. If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road.
But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
Ha! Okay, here's my, like, nitpick on this, because, like, I know I defend Dawntrail a lot, and I do think it's better written than Endwalker. That doesn't mean it doesn't have its flaws. And it feels a little weird that we literally have a conversation with Graha where he's like, are you sure you want to do this? And you're like, and you have the option of being like, I'm not sure. And his response to that is, well, why don't you go to Tyrell and make your decision once you get there? And then they, like, the very next cutscene, you talk to Luke Lamont, and you're like, yeah, I want to help. And it would have been nice if you'd had the option to tell her, like, hey, I'm not sure if I want to help you yet, but let me, like, get to the city and, like, see what's up and then make my decision. Especially since, like, we hadn't met the other candidates at the time. And I feel like some people's thing is, like, oh, we didn't get to choose who we were gonna back. I don't think we ever really had a choice, because it's not like Hona wanted our help. Zeralja's big flaw, I mean, he has a lot of flaws, but, like, one of his big flaws is the fact that he just tries to do everything by brute force and, like, intimidation, and he doesn't want help from other people. But Coolja Josh sure as fuck isn't gonna accept any help from anybody outside of Mamu. But, like, at the very least, go to Tyrell, decide if you want to help Luke Lamont or not, and, if you decide no, then, well, I guess we're just gonna adventure through Tyrell on our own. Good luck, Lamati. And then we get here and we realize, I mean, we don't really get to know Kona very well ahead of time, but, like, at the very least, we know that, Tyrell is a good being, or not Tyrell, oh my god, Luke Lamont is a good being, and, like, Tuliolal could have worse leaders. But yeah, I want to see where this journey ends.
So you are committed to your path?
Do it out of spite for Bakul Jaja? Sure. Do it for vengeance for our tacos.
I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Alright, you have a good night, Ash.
Here they
See
come!
you later.
It's Zeralja! Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Zeralja.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The Resilion son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
He's heard them. That doesn't mean he's gonna do anything about them.
Zeralja, the first promise and commander of the Landsguard. Zeralja, the Palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Zeralja is indeed the natural child of Gurul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion. Common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children. Yet Soraltia was born all the same, with the head of resolved features and the head of reasoned scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists. This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Soraltia, the warmonger.
Cryle, are you all right?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions.
You had an echo vision without me?
Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier. The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new. You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the right of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studium.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Charlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and batter as only close siblings do.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants. Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant.
Sure.
That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliola. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your fealty.
Well said, brother.
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. A pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
Good question.
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself. But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, Raleigh way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies, it's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious third promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Why would she not?
Of the Dawn's promise. I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
She's still part of the Dawn's promise. Why wouldn't she
Compared to the
compete?
two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
It's fine. I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
Yeah.
So Kona, the second promise, is intent on developing his country by means of Charlian innovations. Given his background, I suppose it could come as no surprise. That two-headed claimant, Bakuljaja, treats everyone around him as lesser beings. No doubt he'd try to elevate the Mamulja above other races should he become Dawn Servant, not unlike how the Garlean Empire afforded special status to pureblood Garleans. As you just witnessed, Wuklamont has no great army of supporters. Not yet, at least. I know not what drives Zeralja, but it engulfs him like an inferno. Well, so much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa is not one to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tuliolo saga. Might I suggest first comparing the tablets against the pillars? We could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea! Let's go and take a look. Can I shortcut this? What? Yeah. Oh, I haven't attuned to that etherite yet. Whoops. I guess I'll go to this one then, and then make sure to attune. Oh, right. Now that we... Peloton does nothing. Hold on one moment. Let me just nab that real quick. I wasn't expecting events to progress that quickly, but I won't complain. The contest is the main reason we're here, after all. I won't give up until we find the Golden City, for Wuklamont as well as myself. At a glance, they seem much the same. The preparation of intricately carved tablets for every claimant must have taken considerable effort and forethought. We should consider them weighty reminders that this contest is no light-hearted matter. That makes everyone. Wuklamont, the tablets, if you would. Of course! Everyone has a tablet? Then let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest differences. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now that we've established that these scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn Servant said we were to retrace the path he walked in uniting Tyrell's peoples, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. Then we have the answer here in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tuliolal saga. The events the glyphs portray, do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season, and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involved the Pelu Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about that storm we passed through at sea. Apparently it ravaged Dawntrail several days ago. Since our roads are not as well paved as Eorzea's, they're more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If we want to avoid wasting time taking a dead trail, I suggest we spend a few moments making inquiries. If it's information we need, just leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. It would be prudent to ensure we're prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Yay! In time. What a comfort, or what a comfort to have our lodging sorted in advance. Yeah. Wook said she would bring the information to us. I wonder what she meant by that. Oh, such lovely little cottages. And they're on the water. Welcome to the Four-Barred Cabins. That's right. The reservation is under Wook name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you can meet us outside Gibraltar Tea. Greetings, visitors to Tuliolal, and welcome to the Four-Barred Cabins. Whenever you are ready, I will show you to your rooms. Yes, please. I really like the inn in Tuliolal. It's so nice. Look at this place. Our little home away from home for now. So pretty. I like how it, like, you know, if the rooms at, or in the original 3 city-states were a hotel room or inn room, this feels like a suite. This is a private cabin all for ourselves. With a whole ass table we can eat at or plan things at. And our little orchestrion roll and stuff. And like, you could probably make yourself some nice food over here. Or like organize your takeout. And then over here, you've got 2 beds, technically, but only one of them is being used. Extra blankets. the unending journey. It'd be nice if we got like different versions of the unending journey like this that we could put in housing. All of the essentials, which reminds me, I decided I wanted to change something about one of my glamours for this expansion. Where are my preferred pants? They are gonna be under my fur. There we go. And shoes. I'm just gonna set up this glamour to basically be this glamour, but with like warm for a certain area. I need to decide what I want to do for my like Kazamauka glamour. Yeah, look it, and can I doze here? I can slash doze here. Yeah, and just like enjoy the sights and stuff and relax. You know, this expansion was advertised as being a summer vacation. Why would I leave my hotel room other than for food on a summer vacation? And I get the Warrior of Light is supposed to be an adventurer and they want to see the whole continent and stuff, but like, I don't know, maybe we should have come back here more often and just chilled. I, personally, if it were me, would go to Tuliolal, bring a bunch of books with me, and also maybe my tablet, or like invest in an e-reader even before going on vacation, so I can get myself more books, as well as a budget to buy even more books maybe, and a big suitcase, so that I can put anything I buy, souvenirs, books, whatever, in the suitcase to bring home. And then I just, you know, hang out, say, right here. And read. Wait. I don't have the slash read emote on this character. Whoops. But yeah. Anyway. I guess I'll figure out a nice Kozomaoka glamour between streams, because I think that's going to be the first place we go. But I am going to wrap up when we hit the point where things split, which I think might be right here, right now. Which isn't bad. But yeah, now that we're here in Tuliolal, I want to pick some expansion appropriate glamours. Trust you to be the keenest to head out, Shizune. But where are Erinville and Wuklamat, I wonder? Oh, good, you're all here. Who might your companions be? Seeing as we needed information, I thought who better to get it from than the locals. These two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. I give you credit for taking the initiative, at least. What do you mean, at least? I am honored that the Third Promise would seek my advice. I, too, am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Thank you both for your help. Ah, before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions when we need to act independently, so I brought these for the two of you. What's this? 'Tis called a link pearl, a gemstone harvested from a special shell. When linked together, they allow people to communicate across great distances. Is that so? What a handy thing to have. It'll be very useful on our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my 2 new friends here. Even up close, the Hanu are remarkably similar to the Vanu, aside from those brilliant feathers, of course. Who should we speak to first, do you think? Is there a reason the Pelu Pelu all wear those masks? Please, ask anything. I'll gladly tell you all what I know. What a stroke of luck to forge this connection to the palace. May it be the beginning of a profitable partnership. Wuklamot may not be as experienced or accomplished as her brothers, but she has an affinity for the people. For her, finding those willing to cooperate is as simple as asking. The Tuliolal saga features a number of Tural's clans. 2 of those, the Hanu Hanu and the Pelu Pelu, have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are a cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearance in the Lay of Reeds, and their home village, Okanu, is located in Kozamauka. The other, smaller fellow is one of the Pelu, a clan of business-minded folk from Urkopacha. They appear in the Lay of Gold and craft all kinds of marvelous goods in Wachumpelo, their village. Now, as for deciding which village to visit first, why don't you put that adventurer's instinct of yours to work for us, Shizune? Pick your destination. Upon completing this quest, the main scenario will branch into 2 quest paths. Hanu will temporarily prevent you from accepting the quest from the approachable fellow and vice versa. The second quest path will become available from the respective NPC once you blah 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 blah. We know how this works. This is how every expansion works. Okay. I think... Ooh, there's side quests. Let's do side quests. Because also it'll give us a way to go around the city and get all those Ethernet attunements that we're missing. A scout of the Wing of Protection is on the lookout for a likely adventurer. There you are. You're Shizune Daisuke, are you not? The adventurer from across the salt who has been lending the third promise her strength? I am. Then well met. To tell the truth, I have been meaning to make your acquaintance for some time. I have a proposition for you. You are familiar with Eorzean hunts, yes? We have something very similar here in Tuliolal, and, having heard much of your philanthropic spirit, not to mention your capacity for violence, we should very much like to recruit you to our cause. If you are interested, speak with my associate, Bull Ogao. The Jabral is a master of the hunt, and administers to the bills in the square overlooking the port. Tell him the Wing of Protection recommends you. Oh, this is unlocking hunts. Okay. Fair enough. What do we have here? Your posture could use some work, but you've got good eyes. Eyes that have seen a few things. You here to sign up? The Wing of Protection sent me. Heh, the Wing of Protection recommended you, did they? Or do they? Well, we're always on the lookout for new hunters, and if you're good enough for Wuklamot, you're good enough for us. Pleasure to have you with us, Shizune. Down to the instructions. Or introductions. Or maybe I don't need to. This whole idea came from your side of the sea, after all. It was Kona who showed us your ways. Either way, I'll keep it brief. Our hunts work much the same way they do in Eorzea. We put a bounty on those beasts that prove themselves an enemy of the people. You kill them and bring us back the proof. You get your reward. While your reputation may precede you, rules are rules. And the rule is I have to test every hopeful out on beginner builds. Can't have every youngling with nothing to her name but a plowshare and a dream of glory skipping merrily away to her doom. Prove yourself in Tyrol and I'll give you some bigger or bitier fish to fry. Oh, I almost forgot. I should do side quests on Viper. Alright, that is hunts unlocked. Let me swap over to Viper. There we go. That's unlocking leaves. You know what? Might as well do that. I'm not actually going to do leaves anytime soon, but... Excuse me, miss, but are you a tradeswoman by chance? You've the hands of someone with a long, storied career. Hands that I would beg you to lend to the good people of Tyrol. Here we accept petitions for aid on behalf of the Wing of Reflection. Be they from the common citizenry or fellow artisans, we use any and all tools of the trade at our disposal to ensure the needs of Tyrol are met. Since its founding, myriad tribes have gathered here unto Tuliolo, commerce flourishing as the years pass. However, as one might expect from such a diverse people, business practices also varied greatly from tribe to tribe. While there are difficulties in trade we have yet to overcome, a great many troubles were resolved when the Dawn Servant established the wing lever system. We serve as an intermediary between those who require aid and the tradespeople with the requisite skills needed to fulfill these petitions in the form of leaves. Are you familiar with leaves? Hailing from across the salt, I would assume so. The head of reason adopted the system from the guild leaves employed in Eorzea. The leave plates used to depict the Dawn Servant's journey building his nation. And the lessons learned from his companions along the way. A reminder that only together can we make Tuliolo thrive. Of course, this sentiment of solidarity also extends to allies come from abroad, much like you. But just to say, we would be honored to have your assistance. Okay. And we've got an ad upcoming. So I'm just gonna at least walk over to where the next quest is, and we'll pick it up after the ad. So yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna step away. So, yeah, I'll see you guys after the ad, guys. Alright, we're back. So, the inattentive culinarian deeply hopes his international delivery hasn't been lost at sea. You were on the ship that pulled into port just now, were you not? I have a favor to ask. I'm expecting a shipment addressed to Auntie's Tacos, but I fear it may have been unloaded on the southern pier by mistake. I'd be ever so grateful if you could speak with your crew for me. I need to be getting back to open the shop, but if you do manage to find it, please bring it over. I'll see to it you're paid for the delivery, I promise. I mean, it's not really my crew, but you said pay. It's the corn servant! You happen upon a curious cob of corn that almost seems alive. Hey, look, it's that thing that I'm supposed to cosplay for you guys. Rustle, rustle. The rustling of this corn sounds not unlike a dejected sigh, and you could swear it's looking at out at the ocean. Oh, woe is me. I like how both of these are, what's the matter, and are you alright, and not, what the fuck, a talking corn? Russell, you can see me? Yeah? Oh, blessed be! For countless ages have I watched over these lands. When man first tilled her soil, I was there. When they partook of her bounty, I was there. A silent guardian of the harvest, my presence unmistakable. Yet the passage of time would bring change to the people. They began to forget the old ways. Forget me. I traveled the lands hither and yon, yet no matter where I went, I remained unseen and unheard. I feared before long I might chuck this nigh immortal cob. Yet here at last, I have found a kindly soul able and willing to lend me an ear. Ha! But will she lend me a hand as well, I wonder? I wish to help the people of Tyrol, fill their hearts and bellies both, lest their hunger invite terrible misfortune. All that are born into this world are deserving of happiness, would you not agree? So let them eat, I say. Eat corn and be merry. Alas, I cannot reach them in my diminished state, but you can. And so I shall bequeath unto you the most delectable corn dishes, which are to then be distributed to the masses. What say you? I've done strangers, so sure. Russell, such selfishness, such compassion. Or selflessness, such compassion. Ha ha. How long has it been since last I met a soul so grossly incandescent? I am but a humble stalk basking in the warmth of your generous heart. Well, my friend, let us be off. The curious corn spirit has elected to be referred to as the corn servant. Speak with them again when you are ready to send or spread corn and happiness to the masses. Russell, corn, or goodness, how long has it been since last man has partaken of my corn? I can hardly wait. The hungry bellies of Tyrol cry out for satiation. Let us sally forth. All right. A hungry youth. What am I to do now? I'm like to starve at this rate. Russell, his belly, it speaks to me. I bid you offer him this grilled corn, seared to perfection, with the hope that that yet burns in my corny bosom. Is that grilled corn? For me? Yep. That's awful kind of you. I'm new to Tuliolo, and it's been pretty hard. Harder since I lost my job. I've been so hungry lately I can barely think straight. But the smell of this corn with its smoky sweet aroma has brightened my day. I can hardly wait to eat it. Feels like maybe my luck is starting to turn around. Thank you, miss. I won't forget this. Oh, right. Since we're here, hang on. Might as well make use of this quest taking me all over to boop, attune to that. And now, yeah. There is someone over here. Perhaps I'll simply skip dinner today. A belly and heart both in dire need of nourishment, Russell. Here, take of my cob. Let its earthly scent and savory flavors offer her comfort. Grilled corn? My husband loved grilled corn. Life simply isn't the same without him. One moment I think I'm fine, then suddenly I find myself brought to tears. Even eating has been a struggle. But I know he wouldn't want me to mourn him. Thank you for this. I'll try to do better, for his sake and mine. Oh, that might be a little more out of my way than I thought it was. I will go after that quest after I finish this one. I'm so hungry, but I have no money. May the gods forgive me for what I'm about to do. Do you hear that, friend? Russell, his belly weeps from hunger. Pray offer him this corn. Let its smoky sweetness give him comfort and deliver him from foul temptation. Is this corn for me? Truly? My stomach has for days. Thank you. It shames me to admit it. But I tried my hand at gambling and lost everything. I was so desperate for food, I was tempted to do terrible, terrible things. This corn has filled my aching stomach and helped to clear my head. Oh, what a fool I've been. It's time I start over and get my life together. Vessel, the rumbling of bellies in need has ceased. Come, let us find a quiet place to speak. Here? Also, oh, yeah, you're just saying the same thing. All right. Full glad am I to have helped the people of Tuliolo. Indeed, my kernels swelled with joy at the sight of their happy and content faces. And you, friend, your kindness cannot go unrewarded. Meet me at the gate over yonder, and I will see you truly or duly compensated for your trouble. Okay. Russell, there you are. I hope your little our little excursion was as fulfilling for you as it was for me. It is a terrible thing to be hungry. Unattended bellies are quick to fill themselves with pain and anguish, feelings that will lead the heart astray. Thanks to you, my corn has sated the hunger that would otherwise invite misery to this place. From the bottom of my cob, I thank you. Pray, take of my corn. May these kernels keep your belly full and spirits lifted. Now, I really must be going. While the people of Tuliyola may be content, there are other hungry souls out there in need of nourishment. Until we meet again. Yay, corn. Alrighty. Now, I am going to take the Ethernet up. There is a method to my madness, don't worry. I wanted to go here. Grab this quest. Which is, whoops, hang on. I think oh, I'm super not going the right way. But if I start climbing this staircase, is it, oh, wait, no, I should be fine. Oh, it's actually right here, okay. Huvulja needs you to track down his wayward trainee. Hey, you! You're not busy, are you? Earlier, we got word that a shipment of parts has come in, so I sent my trainee to fetch them, but he's still not back yet. Could I trouble you to pay a visit to the junkmonger in Bayside Bevy and ask if a young Hetsaro has been by? I'm in the middle of something here. Yeah. Alrighty, and then just in case, oh, there's a quest up here too. Alright, I'm gonna grab this. The impatient Landsguard is expecting his partner to arrive any moment now. Ah, one of Wuklamat's companions. Say, could I trouble you to go and fetch someone for me? It's time for patrol, and my partner is nowhere to be seen. I'd handle it myself, but I could miss his arrival were I to leave my post. Knowing him, he's lost in conversation somewhere in Brightbloom Post. Just look for the Bunewa with the big eyes and dark blue scales. When you find him, tell him his partner is waiting for him. Funnily enough, if I remember right, this quest actually calls you out if you pick the wrong one before going to the right one. So... Bunewa. Dark blue scales. So it might be him. Or was there one in here? Yes. Ooh, hang on. Big eyes and dark blue scales. Okay. Oh, I guess their eyes are beadier. Okay, so it's this guy? Right? Yes? Patrol partner? Yes, I'm the one he's looking for. I don't know why he's always so needlessly punctual, but there are, in fact, still a few minutes before our shift. Then again, patience has never been his strong suit. In any case, thank you for letting me know. I suppose I'll head over early, just to be nice. I remember I talked to all the wrong answers first on my main, before talking to the right answer, and I kind of want to see how things are different if I just answer it correctly from the get-go. My apologies for the trouble. Honestly, was he afraid that I died or something? Welcome back! My partner here let me know you sent him. I'm impressed you managed to pick me out from all the other Mamulja. For a traveler come from across the salt, you're quite the discerning eye. But appearances aren't everything, of course. With our superior arcane ability, we of the Bunewa tribe are typically employed as mages or palace seers. As for the Hobigo, they are more likely to excel in feats of athleticism. The Dopro, meanwhile, are renowned for their skill at beast handling. You can see one tending to a wyver right over there. Ah, speaking of which, perhaps I should tell you about... Aye, that's enough. Sorry about him. My friend here can never remember when to hold his tongue. Thanks again for your help. We've wasted enough time here. Onwards to our patrol. Okay. Now, I think it might actually kind of be most efficient to run all the way to where this quest marker is, because I think it's yeah, it's in kind of a weird place. And I am slightly cheating to get to it. Am I stuck? No, I'm not. Okay, cool. Yeah, I made it. Oh, that's what this is unlocking. Okay. A fellow Eorzean, am I right? Do you fancy yourself much of a sightseer? I do. Dear old Millith gave you her journal? My, what a small world. Just so happens that I'm her cousin, Elsa B. Ironheart, at your service. Well, if you've met Cousin Millith, I'm sure you can guess why I crossed the salt, as they say. This continent is positively brimming with sights unseen by Eorzean eyes, and I'm here to discover them all. My twin sister and I, that is. You see, I had more interest in Yok, while she was more drawn to the vistas of Jacques. So it was that we parted ways at the bridge, each of us pouring half of a Toral. So give me your sightseeing log, then. Here you go. Let's see, let's see. Oh, how beautiful. I should like to see these places myself someday. Sorry, I was going to just scribble down my notes on Yok Toral. I included what my sister shared with me of Jacques Toral, but I'm afraid it isn't much. My twin's name is Emmeline, and she's still wandering about over there. Given your natural affinity for Ironheart, you'll doubtless run into her someday. Well, I'm sure you've got places to be and vistas to behold. May your journey throughout Toral be bright and unforgettable. I'm sure it will be. Okay. And now, I just need to teleport over here. Oh, speaking of sightseeing logs. Let me just go ahead and High Tide Harbor. Due to the abundance of reefs in Tuliola's coastal waters, marine visitors are forced to anchor their ships out at sea and board smaller vessels to make safe landfall. The harbor's name is no idle promise, as even boats with shallow draft can be caught on rocks when the tide is low. A shipment for aunties? Got it right here. Oh, of course. Not sure what you were told, but all imports from Eorzea are unloaded on this side. That culinarian makes some great tacos, but I'll be damned if he can pay attention to half the words I say to him. His order's packed and ready in that crate there, but bugger me if it ain't heavy. Also, why did we never... Hey Square, can we have this guy's outfit as Glamour? Maybe? Please? Anyway. Oh, this is one of those quests? If I'd known that, I would have talked to the junk monger first. Oh well. Let me just go ahead and run this over. You found it! Thank the gods! I don't know what I would have done if had my cookbooks been left on the dock back in Limsa Lumenza. What luck that I could flag down such a hospitable deckhand. I'm not a deckhand, by the way. Wait, what do you mean you're not part of the crew? I thought you came into port with my books. Our taco stand gets a lot of tourists, so I thought I'd import some cookbooks from your culinary capital and brush up on foreign food culture. Who knows? One of these days, I might just invent an Eorzean-style taco. Anyway, my apologies for the misunderstanding. As payment, take these freshly made tacos on the house.
Thank you. Om nom.
The trainee mechanic from the dirigible landing? No, I'm afraid I haven't seen him today. Might be as he took the scenic route, as he's often wont to do. Seeing as you're looking for him, you may as well take the delivery along with you. Knowing who Volja, he won't be satisfied until both are brought to him. As for where his young charge might be, I often see him on a pier at High Tide Harbor, gazing out at the sea. Like as not, you'll find him there now. Oh man, yeah, I really should have talked to the junk monger before I did the other quests. Oh well. Let me just go ahead and grab this. Bayside Bevy, playing host to a never-ending stream of customers, the largest marketplace in Tuliala is replete with goods from every corner of Corral. Its proximity to the harbor ensures that cargo unloaded from the boats and barges can be transported directly to the shelves of local merchants. Oh, sorry, I was lost in thought. How can I help you? Each piece of, metal dirigible parts. Each piece was painstakingly sculpted to make the big flying balloons go whoosh! My mentor sent you to find me? And you brought the parts we ordered? Ugh, you've well and truly caught me slacking. Not to judge at a glance, but you're not from around here, are you? Would you happen to know anything about dirigibles? I did build one, I suppose. You've built one? Dear gods, I didn't realize I was in the presence of a certified expert. Please, you simply must tell me about it. I've only just started my apprenticeship, but my dream is to one day cross the sea in a balloon of my own making. Naturally, my first destination will be Old Charlian, where the great Kona learned so much of what he knows. Ah, what a journey it would be. Yeah, there I go again. The moment my thoughts turn to daydreams, I'll find myself here at the harbor. But that's enough time wasted. I'd better take these parts back to the dirigible landing. Okay, that should be the last side quest. Wait, there should be... Yeah, an Ethernet. Right. Over here. Here we go. You're back! My trainee got here just ahead of you. Now, what's this I hear about the two of you having a heart-to-heart at the harbor? He wants to cross the sea in his own craft, eh? Good for him, I say. A boy his age ought to dream big. The technology the Second Promise brought home to Tuliolo has sparked new ideas among the youth like nothing I've ever seen. Mark my words, they'll do great things for this country one day. Me, I've got my claws full keeping these dirigibles up and running, but the next generation has my support. Nothing would make me prouder than to watch them soar to ever greater heights. Ha! Great, now you've got me waxing all sentimental. Something in the fumes, perhaps. Take your reward and run along before I embarrass myself, would you? Hooray! Alright, so yeah, that is gonna be where we wrap up for tonight. I will be back tomorrow at 7:30 Central with more Dawntrail. Where we will, I probably want to start with Kozomo, I think. Needed those stretchies. Alright. But yeah, let's start with Kozama Uka. And the Hanu Hanu. So yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Between streams, I'm not sure if I want to change my hair, but I think I might want to update my glamour to something a little more, region appropriate. Yeah. But anyway, tomorrow 7:30, more Dawntrail. Friday, 8 o'clock Central, will be Friday Night Writes, which is my weekly writing stream. Sunday, starting at 4:30 Central, will be more Dawntrail. And yeah, in the meantime, thank you everybody for joining me. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button, subscribe on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube. I also make sure to join the Discord. Let me double check something. I think does the poll end tomorrow or the day after? You guys have, you guys have 43 hours left to vote in the Discord for what I'm gonna have to do if I'm at 100 subs at the end of February. It's a thing I like to do every month. I set a sub goal. I let the community vote on what's gonna happen if we meet it. And yeah. So yeah, be sure to join the Discord and vote if you haven't already. And yeah, in the meantime, you can catch me on social media. I'm on Tumblr and Blue Sky as Shizu Cheese, in both places. That's pretty much it. Let's find somebody on Twitch to raid. Let me see here. Just double checking some possibilities. Unless anybody watching has any suggestions. You know what? We haven't raided Lady Oka in a while. Let's raid Lady Oka. Who, according to her stream title, they are in post Shadow, oh, they're at the end of post Shadowbringers. They're like headed towards Endwalker, if not at Endwalker. So yeah, let's go raid her. And until I see you guys again, I hope you have a good night, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care. Bye-bye! Never mind, she doesn't have, she has her rating turned off. in that case, let's raid. Let's raid Void Katie. They are, I'm not sure where they are in the story, but they're flying around in Porthos right now. So yeah, and they're a sprout. And we like watering sprouts in this house. So okay, let's try that again. I'll see you guys next time, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye!